What's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Fresh Yiddy coming at you with another morning motivation video. And I'm so glad you guys woke up and that you're here with me to listen to what we have for you today. Man, I got a good small little video for you today, for you guys to, or a little message today, I should say. I don't want you to think I'm going to play another video, but a little message for you today that's going to help you along with your entrepreneurial journey. So before we do anything, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and you hit that bell icon so that you never miss an upload. Excuse me. And if you are on Facebook, make sure that you like, comment, and that you share this video with everybody that is in the entrepreneur family. Because we want to get this information out to everybody, and we want everybody to be, pumped up and jacked and get ready to go out there and really put their best foot forward, as we should always be trying to strive to do every single day. And man, listen, God, let me tell you something. It's been a wild, couple of days here, man. I've been on TikTok. If you don't know that I've been on TikTok, you can follow me at Mr. Fresh Yadig. Mr. Fresh, YADIG. It's the same thing for my Instagram, Mr. Fresh Yadig. So I've been up there and I've been doing videos, and then, all of a sudden, as is prone to do, I'm posting 2-3 times a day, and that thing it just took off. Right now, I'm just getting so many messages and so many likes and things like that. I can't even keep up with it all. So it looks like I'm gonna have to get a VA here soon to take care of my social media as far as that goes. But yeah, man, it's been a wild few days. So man, if I can give you any advice, is to just stick with it, man. Stick with what you're doing. And don't give up. I'm laughing because, when I was out there trying to get to just to the point that I'm at now, I'm not even the point where I really want to be. I'm just at the point right now where, it's I'm trending towards being, 100,000 followers and stuff like that, So, I used to, when I heard people say that, I'd be like, oh my gosh, man, everybody's saying the same thing. I know if everybody's saying the same thing, it's got to be something to it, but it's like, it just looks like there's no end in sight. or there's no light at the end of the tunnel, but there is a light at the end of the tunnel, man. 10,000 hours, man. 10,000 hours on social media. I know I've got 10,000 hours of social media at this point, from the time, since college. And we're talking about 20 years almost here. So it's definitely 10,000 hours. So just keep beating the pavement, man. Keep trying to get it done, and it'll eventually pop for you, man. So that's that. But that leads me a great segue into what I'm trying to talk about today, is really just being flexible, man. Being flexible, being having the ability to make a shift in what you're doing. It doesn't mean you have to totally don't mean you have to totally get away from what you're doing, but making a shift can be that thing that puts you over the top, that pushes you to your greatness. You know what I'm saying? So, let the pain, I don't want to say taught, because I'm not teaching, but I'm really more, inspiring. But what I try to inspire you to do is to let the pain push you to greatness. And part of the pain is, it might not always be like excruciating pain. It might be pain that you're like, I'm doing well for myself, but I want more. I want to go further, and I just can't get over the hump. You might just need to make a little shift, a little change, be a little bit flexible on some things that you don't really like to do. For example, you might not really like to do Facebook ads because, you feel like you lose money there, but you might want to try it. You might want to try, these services. Like I've always heard bad things about Home Advisor and all those things. But yeah, I don't use those things, but I do use Thumbtack. And, I had to make a shift because, man, I didn't want to use I didn't want to use that service, because I knew from the reviews from other people, not Thumbtack in particular, but other companies um, um, that were similar. That they just were bad. They were just horrible, and people waste money. But I was like, well, you know what? Let me be a little bit flexible and make the shift, and I did, and and it works out. So make a shift, man. Make the shift. Be flexible, and try some different things. Try some things that you don't really normally would want to try. Some of you don't like to put out signs because you feel like it's a daunting task. You have to be out there all the time, and just putting signs out. It's kind of it does take a lot of time, a lot of gas. Um, time that you probably don't have because you're probably out, doing your business all day. If you're pressure washing, you're washing all day. And you're doing that probably Monday through Saturday, and Sunday is the only time you have to rest. But then you have to go out and put out signs. So, I mean, it's all about the grind and how hard are you willing to work for it, But I use this example as well. Like, think about if you listen to music, you listen to your favorite artists. Listen to your favorite artists. If you're this old, listen to your favorite artists from about 10 or maybe 15 years ago. Listen to their music, and now listen to the music now. Okay, they've evolved. They have shifted. They were flexible in the music that they were doing. And think about an artist that you listened to back in the day, that had an album, and then the next album that comes out, you're like, man, this is a totally, I really don't like this because it's a totally different than what that I'm used to them doing, and then they might go back, and then you're like, oh, that's classic, so and so. Like for me, it's producers, because I produce music, or used to produce music. I still can, but so some of my favorite producers were people who lived in the same area as I did, and I drew influences from them, because they're from the same state, same area, actually, a couple of cities over. Was the Neptunes, Pharrell, and then Chad Hugo, and then Timbaland, which was another producer. And if I go back and listen to them about 15, 20 years ago, man, the music that they were making then is totally different from the music that they're making now. And sometimes when I hear the traces of that, what made me like them in the first place, when I hear those traces in the music of now, like sometimes they might do a track and I hear the traces of that classic Neptune sound. I'm like, oh man, I love that. That's that classic Neptune sound. But as they grew, they evolved and they changed, and they were flexible too. And they have to be. They have to evolve. And they have to change, and they have to go with the times. All right. So the same is true for us in business, man. So, sometimes we have to be flexible. Now, I'm not saying that once you find your stride and you're going good, sometimes there's no need for change. But then sometimes there is need for change. Where you get your base thing and you keep it going. Get your base thing and you keep it going. A good example of that is Henry Ford. When Henry Ford was coming out, he made that Model T. Once they arrived at the Model T, he's like, man, he started pushing those Model Ts out, and then I believe his son wanted him to do new models, and Henry Ford was like, no, I'm not doing any new models, and he wasn't flexible. And even time after time after time, and people keep telling him, like, look, if you are flexible with your in that making a new vehicle model, this is the profitability that we can have. And he kept saying, no, I don't. We're going to keep pushing out the Model T. It's a good car, blah, blah, blah. So eventually he gave in. And then when he gave in, the sales skyrocketed. And then, it built them into the giant that they are now, Ford. So sometimes you have to be flexible. I mean, although Ford didn't really, after he did allow his son to do a new model, and it did become wildly successful, Ford did still, I think he was still he didn't really like it. He didn't really like it, even though the profits rose like crazy. He didn't really like it. He wanted to stick to his guns. But he was a little bit flexible, so it did allow him to make even more money. So let's just be a little bit flexible, man. That's just want to just tell you guys that, just to come up here and just give you something that you can chew on, that you can meditate on, and as we start building our businesses. Okay, just want to be there for you, to help you, motivate you to build your business, and just to let you know, because there might be somebody out there right now that's like, I'm here at this point, I'm doing well, and I'm ready to go to the next level. I just don't know how to get there. And it might be that you just need to be a little bit flexible. So take that and run with it. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you go out there and make tons and tons of money today. I hope everybody makes $3,000 a day. And you can take care of some of the things that you've been trying to take care of for the last few days, all right? Or the last few months, possibly. All right, maybe for $3,000 today will help somebody pay off something that they've been trying to pay off, Anyway, you guys have a great day. I'm Mr. Fresh.